This is part 15 of She Prayed Over My Mama. Now, what I am about to go through with you is what was sent to me by the evangelist as the itemizations of my mother's funds. The magic number, if you recall, is $27,301.92. That is the magic number here. The receipts, I believe, are supposed to be for building materials. Let's begin. Exhibit 1. Now, apparently the evangelist believes in the power of the Sharpie. So what you see here is exactly what I received. You can just take a piece of paper, such as this, get you a Sharpie, write down a company name, $450, and say there was a 20-yard dumpster, and that suffices for $450. Immaculate accounting. You don't need a receipt. All you need is a Sharpie. I blocked out the name of the actual company that she alleged that this took place. But again, there's no proof other than her Sharpie that this actually occurred or whom it was actually built to. Keep that in mind. Exhibit 2. Now, Exhibit 2 is a Sam's Club invoice. Usually magenta or blue. I will do my redactions. I have redacted out Sam's Club location where this invoice came from. From the top of the invoice is blocked out is the order number as well, and the amount that apparently that the evangelist wishes to be considered for, to go against this $27,000 is $2,962.67. There's also a pickup person. There's 114 boxes of this laminate flooring. Now, this pickup person, which I believe this invoice, which is again not a receipt, an actual receipt, shows the email address of Walter, Deacon Walter, and another person that was in the Holy Construction Crew. I have actually redacted their names, but that is who is under the additional pickup person. If you look closely, there is a visa attached to that card. So what you'll see is that the evangelist felt the need to black out the last 4 digits of that visa. Now remember, this is an accounting of my mother's funds, but she felt the need to black out the last 4 digits. Keep it in mind, this is not an original receipt. Now 27,000 is our magic number, so we're at Exhibit 3, and spoiler alert, there are in total 11 exhibits. Exhibit number 3 is a Wayfair invoice. This has to be my favorite invoice. It shows the mastermind of the evangelist. I have redacted the actual names. My redactions are in magenta or in blue. The evangelist redactions are all in black. The evangelist sent me this invoice, and she sent it to me with the bill to my mother. Apparently, I must not understand that bill to means they paid for it. It's bill to. They paid for it. So my mom paid for this $2,267.14 that was billed to her. So it's billed to and shipped to Lucilia Banks, my mother. The evangelist, in her infinite wisdom, decided that the Visa card that was billed to my mom's address, which just means it's my mom's Visa, it needed to be redacted when sending it to her daughter. Now let's look at the rest of this invoice. Now, apparently, the evangelist believes that if you just write removed, hey, it's almost like the person actually didn't pay for it. Those items where she marked removed without showing a credit or an actual receipt on the card means that, hey, we'll just deduct that. Okay, we are at Exhibit 4. This waiver invoice, the bill to, is actually to the evangelist. But what's funny, the evangelist, for some reason, did not feel the need to conceal or block out the last 4 digits of her credit card. Let's go to Exhibit 5. Exhibit 5 is the Home Depot receipt. Now, this bill to actually is to Deacon Walter. It's for a shower kit. I don't know if this is the one that's in my mother's house, but hey, it's a bill to him and a bill to his address. So that's Exhibit 5. Exhibit 6. This is where the real interesting part gets. I give you a Home Depot receipt and a Lowe's receipt. The evangelist, as you'll see in the rest of the receipts, has taken special care to carefully redact all the bill to information. Now remember, bill to information on receipts don't print the whole credit card, only the last 4 digits. But she took great pains and care to block out the last 4 digits, presumably so I wouldn't know who or how it was paid for. Because remember, it has to go to this magic number of $27,000. We're trying to get to $27,301.92. Let's look at the Lowe's receipt. There's this little item. It says customer code. I know from doing all my DIY projects that when you go to Lowe's and you have a credit card that you use and associate it with your account, every time you use that credit card, it may bring up your email address or it recognizes you. Customer code has my mother's street address. I've redacted that, just like the evangelist redacted the credit card associated with that customer code. Exhibit 7, 2 more Home Depot receipts. Apparently, my 78-year-old mother needed a 2-gallon bucket. And again, concealed payment methods. Let's move on to Exhibit 8. 2 more Home Depot receipts. We concealed the payment method. Various items, a drill hammer, staples, a hard hat liner, and Funyuns, and barbecue lays, and a 12-inch Husky tool bag. The evangelist was careful to mark out that these were personal items. That drill hammer, the staples, and that hard hat liner were not. Moving on, Exhibit 9. 2 more Home Depot receipts. We concealed the payment methods. My mother needed a jab saw, a blade knife, a combo alarm, and apparently I can't really tell because it's kind of crumpled up. It kind of looks like my mother needed like $322 worth of, looks like fire safe drywall. Thankfully, the evangelist identified the personal item on these receipts being the personal tubing cutter for about $24. Exhibit 10, 2 more additional Home Depot receipts. A second hard hat liner. This one, though, is a mid-weight hard hat liner. She must have misplaced the first one. The multi-purpose tool, and yet another bucket. Exhibit 11. 2 more Home Depot receipts. I could not make out everything here. There is an unknown charge of about approximately $382. And so this is the receipts that I got to account for the $27,301.91 of building materials.